everyone, it's Parker here, and I want to apologize for the lateness of my final review here of KaChava. Now, I've been really swamped lately, and I decided after a little while that it might actually make a better review if I give you some of my thoughts on KaChava after completing the 30 days. So, how did it go? You had a lot of comments, so thank you very much for that. Stand by. My complete review is coming up in just a bit. Now, please remember to subscribe and like this channel. I've got so much more content on the way, but let's get to it right now. Okay, so first off, here's a recap of what KaChava really is. Now, KaChava is not a protein shake, but it's a meal replacement shake that's made of over, they claim, 70 different plant-based superfoods and nutrients, which is appealing to a lot of people. The ingredients are organic. They include brown rice and kale and blueberry, raspberry. There's a lot more. You can go to their website and check it all out if you want to. Now, I want to experiment with replacing meals without having a goal of losing weight. I wasn't looking for that. More, what I was looking for was that convenience of something that was a lot easier to be able to prepare. Yet I didn't want it to taste like chalk or a bunch of chemicals from a lab. That's as far as I'm going to go with listing the ingredients, though, because I'm not a dietitian. I don't study this sort of stuff. I don't look at the micronutrients. I'm just talking about, is it something for an everyday person? Can it be tasty and convenient and be healthy? Now, for me, I just want a healthy meal replacement. As you might have guessed from my last video, it's pretty clear that 3 servings of KaChava was going to place me in a caloric deficit at only 720 calories. So big shout out to one of my new subscribers, EEGG, who made a comment about calorie calculators online. So I went to a couple of them. Thank you for that. And I got some results here. Now, for me to maintain the weight I'm currently at, these calculators gave me 2,254 calories I need to be at. To lose weight, 1,800 calories, and to lose weight really fast, 1,300 calories. Now, with all that being said, if I truly wanted to simply just maintain my current weight, I would need to triple my shakes per day, mathematically. So looking at it clearly, this was one of the reasons why I could never feel full. If you listen to my last review, I never felt full. I started adding in a sensible meal for dinner, though, because I really had to. I was just getting hungry, and I really needed to stay safe with this. That was the goal. Now, to be fair, I will say KaChava heavily stresses on their website and in the emails they send you to constantly point you in their section for the recipes that they have for their shakes. Even though adding a banana and peanut butter isn't really going to bring your calories up all that much, right? So I'll add that I didn't find anything on their marketing anywhere where they recommend just 3 shakes a day either. So what they're recommending is this being a meal replacement. So, you're on the go for breakfast and you don't have time, grab a KaChava. It's healthier. Maybe keep some KaChava at work, which is probably what I'll end up doing. Now, I found that a serving for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 servings, and then on top of that, a sensible meal, that really worked well for me. And that's what I did after the first 2 weeks of being on KaChava. So after my last review, I started adding in a sensible meal at the end of the day. And that was great for me. That made my days fantastic. And one of you commented that I'd be dizzy and ready to pass out, which I didn't find to be the case at all. As a matter of fact, on the 15th day of being just on KaChava, I hiked the summit of a 3,000-foot mountain, just as well as I had done the weekend before. And that was only on KaChava for 2 weeks. So I was really expecting to be wiped out and not being able to make the mountain hike and all this stuff and feeling run down. But none of that happened whatsoever. I actually felt pretty great. So to me, that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but that kind of clued me in that maybe the stuff that's in KaChava was doing its job and really fueling my body properly, even though I didn't have enough calories. Oh, avoid alcohol. Because I did have a victory beer after my hike, and I could feel that way more than usual, okay? Now, like any other shake, it definitely was convenient, and I did like the taste a whole lot. It wasn't overpowered with the flavor notes or anything like it. Yet, having the same 2 flavors every day for 30 days can get a little boring, so I started adding peanut butter to the chocolate for my dinner, and it really kind of tasted like one of those Funny Bone snack cakes. It was pretty cool to drink a Funny Bone. So I don't call that too bad, really. You have to use a blender. You really do, especially with real peanut butter, because it's you won't be able to blend it with just a blending shaker kind of blending cup. You can buy some powdered peanut butter protein. That's probably a good idea. Big shout out to David Leva for being a new subscriber too. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing. To answer your question, overall, I'm still liking KaChava actually as a meal replacement. It's pretty good stuff. It's convenient during the day. It simply didn't seem to give me enough calories, that's all. And I don't necessarily find this to be a big deal because drinks like KaChava and Soylent, which I've had in the past, they contain maybe everything your body might need to survive, but let's face it, man, life is worth living. There's a lot of healthy food that tastes great out there. So I didn't want to keep myself from having the spice of life, because variety is the spice of life, right? People also did complain a lot about the price, which I didn't really have an issue with. I kind of broke it down like this. With this experiment, I was going to spend $119 for 2 bags of KaChava, chocolate and vanilla, which is their 2 flavors. Now, remember, my intent was only to have 3 servings a day of KaChava. Now, if you do the math, that boils down to something like $1.32 per meal. And I certainly don't call that bad at the end of the day, but you're going to need more food in order to get the calories that you should be getting. So you've got to factor in the cost of having a real meal if that's what you're looking at. If any of you are a dietitian out there, please let me know in the comments down below if any of this I'm saying is wrong, because frankly, I don't know. It's just my assumption here, and I'm just telling you what I experienced. Did I lose any weight? Interestingly, at first, and maybe this is water weight, I don't know, but at first it felt like I was going to be down a lot of weight. Towards the end, right now, after 30 days, of half of it, 15 days only being KaChava, I'm down 3 pounds. Remember, there's no change in my daily routine or anything like that, and my goal wasn't to lose weight. And if my goal was to lose weight by reducing calories as much as I did, I would have to say I'd be very disappointed with only losing 3 pounds in a month. Still, it's not gaining, so that's good. And I never felt queasy or dizzy or out of energy or anything like that. I could have probably worked out during this. That would have been interesting to see how that would have worked and see if I had any side effects from that. That might have been a little too much, but from my assessment, I don't think that this really would make a great weight loss plan the way it is, unless maybe you added exercise and maybe a small meal or two with each shake, and then you start to have to ask yourself, well, maybe I should just be doing that anyway, and the shake, is it really necessary? Everything else was wonderful. Customer service, great. The taste, texture, all of that, fantastic. It blends really well. And the company does seem to really care about their mission of staying as healthy as possible and using vegan and animal-free products and no chemical. I'm going to go ahead and buy another month worth just to keep it on hand and have it as a meal replacement because I like it. It tastes pretty good. If I need it, maybe I'll keep some at the office too, because sometimes I'll forget to have a meal. And this would make a great way of solving that problem. I'm going to reach out to the company actually, and I'm going to see if they would do an interview with me. I do a lot of interviews. If you go to my website, parkerspringfield.com, you'll see a lot of the interviews I've done over the years. So I'm going to talk to a spokesperson, hopefully. And if you'd like to hear what we have to say, make sure you like and subscribe my channel right now, because I'd love to get their assessment on what their real intention is with this product. Did they intend for people to just have KaChava as a meal for 3 meals every single day? If you have any questions you'd like to ask them, go ahead and make some comments down below and I'll try to get to them as well. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.